Hey everybody, today we're going to be building out a complete sales system for one of my higher end clients using GoHighLevel. And if you're a home service business owner, this is one of the best systems that you can build for your home service business to basically manage the lead flow, manage your clients. On top of that, we're going to build speed to lead systems, nurturing systems, and then a filtration system that's a little bit more customized to this particular business. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. This video is going to be completely unscripted, unedited. There's going to be very minimal editing. It's going to be a little bit longer. If I run into any problems, you're going to see me problem solve it right then and there within the GoHighLevel system. I truly believe GoHighLevel is the best system for home service businesses right now in terms of sales systems. A lot of CRMs have bad problems between the point of getting the lead to getting the quote. A lot of systems don't have proper nurturing. They don't have proper organization. They don't have proper, long-term nurturing. And so that's where I think GoHighLevel really, really shines. Typically from the point of quote, paid on forward of actually fulfillment is a different CRM. And that's kind of what we're going to build here. So this client is actually going to be a little bit different from what we typically build for our clients. So this system's is going to be a little different because they don't actively want to be using this a ton. They just kind of want GoHighLevel to automatically filter the leads for them before it goes into their main service system. And the reason for this is they're a little bit of a bigger company. And while I might preach the system be a little bit different, and I think that most companies should just kind of use GoHighLevel primarily as the sales system, it's going to be a little bit different. So let's go ahead and actually get into the build out. So right now we have a problem, and it's the Facebook leads problem. They're just going right now to, right now the leads are just going to Lead Center, right? And if anybody has ever used Lead Center before, you know that this has no notifications, which is sad, right? So right now it's going to Lead Center, which is just having no notifications, which is just not okay. And what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to drive this traffic to GoHighLevel. And so that's exactly what we're going to do is we're going to drive the traffic to GoHighLevel, and we're going to make 3 different systems. The first thing we're going to make is a lead nurturing system. So basically one that's nurturing them. We're also going to make a speed to lead system to ensure that we can get to them as fast as possible. And then we're going to make a filtration, a filter system. This is going to be different for most people, and I typically don't make these like filtration systems. So we might show a little bit of this, we might not. Primarily the 2 systems that are going to be the most important is going to be lead nurturing and speed to lead. This one might be in the video, just depending on how long this is going to go. So the first thing that we want to really solve is basically when these leads come in, we need to get in contact with them. So this is number 1 priority. This is number 2, and then this is 3, right? And so the biggest thing that most people realize is like when you have a lead come in, you need to get to them, lead within 5 minutes. And if you don't, the chance of you actually getting that lead is basically none. If you're unable to do this, it just skyrockets down. Basically every time I would say every 30 minutes you leave a lead, your chances are decreasing, right? So chances to contact lead and not even qualify, right? So that's the biggest thing that we're going to be focusing on. So let's go ahead and jump into GoHighLevel and get this started. What's really cool is this customer has already set up most of the stuff needed in the GoHighLevel account. You can see here, this is a basic combo, a basic GoHighLevel account. They haven't made anything yet, but they do have some leads coming in. So I'm not going to type onto the contacts area just quite yet. We're also going to build out a little bit of an opportunities list here. As you can see, there's no pipeline. So we're going to build out a pipeline to where our automations can kind of be like, okay, they can peek in here and see the leads. This one's going to be a little bit different from what we're used to because ours, what I preach inside of the school program is to use opportunity to actually manage the people. This one is a little bit different. I just can't keep phrasing that enough. It's going to be a little bit of a different setup but it's great for businesses that have a lot of lead flow. And I mean a lot. These guys are going to probably be pulling 6 to 7 leads per day. And they already have a sales team that's getting more organic traffic. It's a bigger company. So that's why I would say this is perfect for anywhere around the, $2 to $3 million range. This is an amazing setup with GoHighLevel. So let's jump into the automations, right? Because that's the thing that we are here for, is to build these automations. So let's look at it. The first thing is going to have to be this speed to lead. So we can go ahead and actually create our first workflow from scratch. And we're going to call this one a new customer. We're going to name it version 1. I'm always big on naming like versions. We're going to say new lead into first contact, right? So the trigger is going to be a Facebook lead form is submitted. Basically what's going on here, I hope you guys can see this. Yep, you can. Is the page is this one, so Harris Air Serve. And then the form, this is the company we're working with right now, is going to be, it says any form, but you want to make sure it's matched to the one that is field mapped. So we've already linked the Facebook and Instagram account, and we've already mapped the fields in that. If you don't know how, it's a quick YouTube look. It's super easy to map fields. So this is the trigger. When a Facebook lead form gets submitted, the first thing that we want to do is obviously create contact, right? So we're going to go ahead and search contact. It's going to go ahead and create the contact. Email, phone number is required. Add field. Actually, I'm pretty sure it already does that, but we're going to go ahead and just do it anyways. Let me check, actually. I'm going to go ahead and go full screen because I want to make sure we can save. Sorry, guys, I'm going full screen anytime I see private information, just because I want to be sure. Okay, cool. So the contacts are already created. So we can go ahead and go back. We can enter this back in. So the contacts already get created. So the first thing that we want to do is actually create an opportunity. So we're going to create this opportunity here. This one is still going to be, however, the new create opportunity actions will be moving forward. Okay, so let's use that one then. Where is that? Create opportunity. Awesome. Pipeline. Okay, we don't have a pipeline right now. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel this. You can tell, guys, this is like me just fully building it out. And we're going to go ahead and build out that pipeline. So we're going to create a new pipeline. Create new. And I'm going to go ahead and say inbound, we'll say new Facebook lead, hot lead. Actually, we'll say contacted, hot lead / responded. Responded. Why can't I spell responded? Respond. Yeah, responded. And then we're going to go ahead and say this one is a DQ, and then this one has moved to CRM, right? And so that's super, super easy. So we just have 4. And we're going to go ahead and say main pipeline as just the name here. Cool. So now we have a pipeline, which basically means when somebody comes in, when a new Facebook lead comes in, we can move them from here to here, which is pretty cool. So we can go ahead and go back to the automation that we're building here. And we can create that first one. So we're going to say create opportunity. Create opportunity. And it's going to go to main pipeline, which is good. And we want to make sure that the pipeline stage is a new Facebook lead, which is perfect. So we're going to go ahead and save that. And so basically what's happening now here is a trigger, which is the first thing that happens is like, hey, when this trigger happens, do this, which is pretty cool. So the first trigger happens, it's going to create an opportunity. The second thing that's going to happen is we need a condition statement or a wait statement. So we can basically do this 2 ways, right? And I'm going to go ahead and go over here just to explain it. We can do a wait statement that is either just going to wait till a certain time to run this, or we can do an if-else statement. Which is basically going to say, if it's X, do this, or do this, right? So, or X, do this. Now, this sounds really complicated, but it's not, so don't worry too much on it. But basically, we want to make sure is we have the lead come in. We then immediately create a contact, or they are created a contact form immediately. We create the opportunity right away. And then we also want to assign it to a user. So the first thing we're going to go ahead and do is assign it to a user. I'm actually just going to assign it to me right now, but we're going to change that in. You typically want to assign this to like a sales role or a salesperson. Or if you want to route it to like a business phone or like a typical office phone, you just create a user with the office number attached to it, and that's the one that it'll go to. And that one works as well. So you can do that. But we're going to go ahead and assign it to this user. We're going to save action. And this is perfect for the first beginning. So now we can do the if statement. So if/else. And this sometimes can get like super scary, but don't worry about it. So basically we're going to say time if, right? So build your own scenario. We're going to build, what are all these? If availability, prepare branches on opening the current hour, the current day of the week is, let's see, the current, okay, so basically what we're doing here is we have two branches. So we can have branch 1 and then branch 2 is going to be the second one, right? So if the current day of the week is Monday, it's going to say do this, right? So and we're going to create a couple and statements here. So and the current, why is it actually like this? This is super interesting. The current day of the week is Monday, or the current day of the week is Tuesday, or we just keep repeating this, the current day of the week is Wednesday. And there's multiple ways to set these up. Like we have a thing in our school community, the 3-pillar framework, where you can go in and download, and this is already pre-made for you. There's multiple ways to set up this if statement. Some people basically will just do this wait till it's this certain time. I don't really like that. I like to, yeah, it is a little bit more complicated. I like to do the if-else statement. So the current day of the week is Monday, Tuesday. And we're going to add a couple of these. We're going to do current day of the week is Thursday, or the current day of the week is Friday. This company just operates Monday through Friday primarily. So basically what we're going to head and say here is if, right, the current day of the week is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, then it's going to branch down to this section and this is going to happen. The other one is we're going to branch onto the other side. So if the current day of the week is Saturday. Oh my God, there's a weekday and a weekend. You guys see that? Look at that. If the weekday or weekend. So if it is a weekend, it's going to do this. Wow. Weekend. So what I could actually go up is I can delete all of these. I just learned something right here. And weekday. Okay, so we have weekday and weekend. So if the current day of the week is the weekday, you can do this. Or if the current day of the week is the weekend, it's going to do this. So this is going to be basically off hours. And this one's going to be in hours. And then we've successfully created a branch. And there's always going to be this none branch where if no conditions are met, this is going to happen. which I typically just route a go-to to it, and you'll see me do that. So let's go ahead and do, let's recap this a little bit. I'm gonna go up here and save in the top right-hand corner just to make sure. That's super, super beneficial, by the way. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is just go over this. So a Facebook lead comes in, it immediately creates an opportunity in that pipeline that we just made. It's going to assign it to the user, and then if it's this time or if it's this time, this is what's gonna happen. And so the first thing that we wanna do is we actually wanna get in contact with the lead. So if the time is in hour, we're going to do a call connect. And you can actually just go here and do call. Awesome. And then this is the basic thing that we want to set up. So these are, I would not do voicemail connect detect. I've had some issues with this. You can leave call timeout at about 60. The call whisper is what it's going to say. So what's happening right now is this call is going to call the number that is assigned to the user, right? So if I put Jake, and Jake's my sales team, and I put Jake's work phone in there, it's gonna call Jake's work phone and it's gonna say, hey, you have a new lead, press 1 to get connected. And if Jake presses 1, it's going to say 1, but this is where we have to put that in there. So I can say you have a new lead, press 1 to get connected. Their name is, and then you can put this, contact, first name. Boom, you have a new lead, press 1 to get connected. Their name is this. This is a really good one because it's the first thing that is gonna be. So we're gonna go here, we're gonna say, A, press 1 to get connected. I don't think there's anything there yet. So that's the first thing that we're gonna do. So if it is in hours and a lead comes in, it's going to immediately call the user. Now, that right there is pretty awesome. And a lot of people are going to be like, wow, that's super cool. I'm going to be good with that. But that's not what we really want to do. We want to go a step above and a step kind of on. And then typically what we can also do right here is a lot of the times, like we're going to build out an entire tree. But sometimes what happens, and what I've seen, this is actually what I did on accident, is let's say a lead comes in, right? And they immediately get a call. And they answer and we book a quote, right? A lot of the times people will have lead nurturing set up from here, lead nurture. And so what we need to do is set up something to where if they book a quote, it comes here and it cancels out the lead nurturing, which is gonna be a completely different workflow that we're gonna build. So first things first, we went ahead, Facebook lead comes in, we create the opportunity, we assign it to the salesperson or the phone number that we want it to go to. If you have one phone number that rings multiple phones, just create a user with that phone number. It's really easy. And then if the current day of the week is a weekday, they're going to get a call. You can also set this up to where if it's a weekday and it's in between the hours of, we can say like, boom, the time of the day is on or before, is after, is on or after, and then you could do like 9 a.m., which is when it's going to start. So if it is the weekday and the time of the day is after 9 a.m., or, so we're going to add another or stipulation here, or the time of the day is before, we'll say 5 p.m. 5 p.m. This condition is true. So we went ahead and just added a little bit more to this if statement. So if the current time of the day is a weekday, and this should actually be and right here. So I need to delete these, unfortunately. And the time of the day, we could say the current hour is on or after 9 a.m. and the current hour is before 5 p.m. There we go. That's a better automation right there. So what we just had it set up. So the current day of the week is a weekday. The current hour is on or after 9 a.m. And the current hour is also and is before 5 p.m. This automation is going to fire, which is cool. So we can go ahead and save that action right there. They're going to get a call. The next thing that I like to do is I like to do an SMS. Immediately have a message go out to them. And basically this is going to be one that just says, hey, thank you so much for clicking in, right? So we can go ahead and say, hey, and then up here is a custom value, contact, first name. Thanks for opting in. We will be giving you a call shortly. If you haven't received this call, if you haven't received a call yet, feel free to text us back here. Excited to serve you. And we'll put a sun and winter. And we're going to do these because it's a HVAC company. So we'll say, thanks for opting in. We'll be giving you a call here shortly. We'll be giving you a call shortly. If you haven't received a call yet, feel free to text us back here. Excited to serve you. And then this is going to be perfect. So this is going to be the SMS, the first message. And then what we're going to do after this is we're going to do a wait function. So we're going to do wait for, this is actually going to be a contact reply, right? And it wants to reply. Just learn here, you can actually reply to the call. This first message. Boom. So we're going to wait for them to reply to this first message. And at a timeout for 30 minutes. There we go. That's it. So make sure you add that timeout so it breaks. So basically what we've done here is we now have another break. So it goes to a call, it goes to an SMS first message, it goes to a wait, and then it breaks. It's been a little while since I built one of these. But basically after 30 minutes, it's going to go to here. If the contact does reply, it's going to go to here. So the first thing I want to do specifically for this client is if the contact replies, we have to update the opportunity. So we need to find, actually we can just type in op. We need to find the opportunity, and it's going to be most recently created opportunity, and it needs to be the opportunity. I want to almost like make sure that it has a custom field. We should be fine there. Most recently, no, first created opportunity. Most recently created opportunity. Is it in this workflow? Like that's what I'm a little concerned on. I can't remember. I'll leave this. So we're going to find the opportunity. Now I want to almost test this real quick. Well, because I feel like it should just know that it's this opportunity, right? So what if we just update it? Update opportunity. Allow. We're going to update this to hot lead. What's going on? Do we need to update the opportunity over here? It goes into main pipeline. Update, not appointment status. Can I use this? In main pipeline. Boom. I'm stumped. This is why I was saying this is a little bit of an interesting video, because I'm just going at it here. So we're gonna lean in and see what we can really do. Okay, I'm gonna actually pause it, figure this one out, and I'll let you guys know how it goes. Okay, I figured it out. Shout out to this guy on YouTube. Nuno, he helped me. I'm telling you guys, YouTube is the GOAT when it comes to automations and stuff in GoHighLevel. I've learned everything from YouTube. So essentially what it is inside of update opportunities. So when they get a call, they get the first message. If they do reply, we update the opportunity. I just had to select what pipeline it was. I saw that and I was like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. And it literally told me that. I just didn't comprehend it. So basically what we're doing now is we're just saying, okay, we're updating the main pipeline to the stage of hot lead / responded. And that's it. That's it, right? So, and then after that, we're going to go ahead and send a internal notification for her. Internal notification, it needs to be it needs to be notification. We're going to say lead response. And we'll say this user, not user, contact. Why is there no contact? Okay, so maybe we need to find opportunity first. I think what we need to do, find opportunity most recently created in pipeline is main pipeline. The pipeline stage is the new lead, and the opportunity name contains contact full name. Awesome. That's how we do it, right? So we find the opportunity, it's in the main pipeline. The stage is the new Facebook lead, and then the opportunity name contains their full name, which is typically the most easiest one. If the opportunity is not found, we're just going to have it error out, and we'll fix that later. But then after that, we can move this action to here. Why did I do that? Move here. Okay, whatever. So if it finds the opportunity, it updates the opportunity. And then on top of that, we get a internal notification. That is notification lead response. We'll say hot lead. And now we have the contact. See how it changes that? So full name has moved to hot lead. And we're going to go ahead and say new lead with a fire emoji. Awesome. So they will get a basic notification. Please check the fields for valid input. Redirect page. Opportunity. To user type. All users. Boom. Awesome. So we've successfully now have found the opportunity, and we've upgraded it if they respond. Now, what happens if they don't respond, right? Well, what we want to do is we actually just want to send another SMS. Super simple. And we're just going to say, hey, hey, don't forget to keep us posted. Boom. Just like that. Simple, right? Nothing too crazy. And then we're going to add another wait animation. Or not an animation. So we're going to wait actually now about 6 hours. And we want to make sure to resume between 9 to 5 in a window. Perfect. So basically this is saying it's going to wait 6 hours and it will also resume on these times. So it's going to wait 6 hours, and in between the hours of 9 to 5 p.m., it's going to send another message. So what we're waiting for is we're actually waiting for contact reply. And we're waiting for them to reply to this SMS first. Actually, no, we're waiting for them to reply to this one. I need to put, this is the second nurture. So we're waiting to reply to this second nurture. Boom, here we go. It's gonna be 6 hours. Sweet. So if the contact replies, we can actually go ahead and copy all actions from here. We can paste them into any workflow. Whoops. And then if you want to paste it, you hover and you click paste below. Sweet. So you see how we did that? If the contact replies, we get a notification. That's exactly what we want. And we're actually gonna go ahead and pause this here. And I want to test this just to make sure it's working. So I'm going to go ahead and save this automation, and then we're going to give it a test run. Now, there is no phone number connected to this account, because that's something that we're going to be doing later. And phone numbers, this is more about the automations kind of build outs. So we're going to be doing the phone number later, but we can get a really good look to see if the overall automations are working. Which is going to be cool. So real quick, I'm going to go ahead and go full screen. So you guys have to look at me, unfortunately, for just a little bit longer. And I'm going to quickly just make myself a contact so we can actually run it through this. Alrighty, so add contact. This is going to be test Jordan. Testjordan@gmail.com. I'm only hiding this 67891. Just because there's some other contact information because they've already got 4 leads coming through. They started running ads like last night, which is pretty cool. Okay. Actually, we're going to unassign. Awesome. I can show the screen from here. This is all test information. So I've created a contact called Test Me or Test Jordan, and we're now going to test this automation real quick. GoHighLevel has a really good way to just test the automations to make sure everything's working. And my internet is hating me right now. So we're going to go in here. We're going to test this workflow, and we're going to test it with myself. We're going to run the test. Okay, cool. So what should have happened now is we should be able to go to conversations. Boom. That's funny. You can't see it over here. There's supposed to be, my computer is like, let me refresh. It's been a pretty laggy day for my internet, unfortunately. So you guys have to sit here and listen to me yap while I wait for my internet to load. This is crazy. Oh my goodness. I'm going to pause the video next time that happens. Wow. Yeah, I'm going to pause. I just waited so long for my internet to load, so I hope it doesn't do this. But what we can see here is that it has successfully sent the first message, which is really, really cool. So now we can go back to the automations. And we can wait for it to load again. That took another 5 minutes to load. So what we can do is we can go back into the automations and we can actually see right here. Awesome. So we have, well, this person is now in the wait list, which is really, really cool. So what I'm going to go ahead and try to do is go back to conversations. Looks like the Wi-Fi is going better. And then we're going to go ahead and act as if this did get a reply. Is there any way I can push a reply from this number? I don't think so. Can we push it to go into one? Let's see. Can we active? We can currently in this step to the next step. Move. Yeah, move all. Doesn't know where to move. So I want to move this one to the found opportunity. Can we double check to make sure that it did create the opportunity? Awesome. So yeah, it does have the opportunity here. And it's just hard to tell right now because we can't actually reply. Let's see here. So if we go here and we want to, is this just going to pull up another one? It's just going to pull up the actual account. Yes, it is. Internal comments. Yeah, it's not going to reply because it's a dead number. Trying to figure out how do I push this through the wait action to the next step. What I'm actually going to do is just do a go-to feature. Please add at the end of the branch. What are you talking about here? Okay, I'm going to bank that this is working because I've had to YouTube this entire thing. So basically the pipeline is this, it's in this, contains this, it updates the opportunity to the hot lead, and cool, awesome. So we know from there we can probably wait 30 minutes and see it's going to go down this route. We can't reply, but basically when we do get that number all set up, we can probably start getting replies up and going, which would be pretty cool. So let's go back into it. So first message is sent, they don't reply. We hit them with the second nurture, which is just checking in on them. After that, we're gonna hit them with another SMS nurture, which is another super simple one, which is going to be, don't forget to keep us posted. We'd love to help out. And then we're gonna do boom, and then we're gonna do winter, boom. Awesome. And I love to keep these just super, super basic. And then lo and behold, we're going to do another waits. We're going to wait for contact reply. We forgot to name this step, so we're going to go back. This is second nurture. This is third nurture. Right here. And then we're going to add another wait function. Wait for contact reply to the third nurture. And if it does, we have a 24-hour. 24, we can just do a one day mark, right? Okay, cool. And then if it does reply, we're gonna take this and we're gonna paste this here again. So that way it's the same thing, right? So they update, if they reply to this one, it updates. Oh, if they do reply to this one, it just updates. You can also send some other things in here where it's like, hey, we're gonna contact you later, et cetera, which is pretty cool. But other than that, I wouldn't worry too much about it. So we're gonna go ahead and put in here, we have the third nurture, which is cool. So we built the first nurture, we built the second nurture, we've just built the third, which is actually a 20, that's a 6 hour. So then on the 24, we're gonna build out a last one. And this last one, some people like it, some people don't. I think it's really, really good. You would be amazed on how many people are going to reply on this last nurture. But we're just gonna go ahead and say, hey, with the name. Oh, for some reason it's stuck. So we're gonna go, hey, contact, first name. Just wanted to check on you. Are you okay? Haven't heard anything from you. Just wanted to make sure, with a smiley face. So this one is a little bit of a kind of a salesy, markety tactic. We're just asking if they're okay. And the reason that we're doing this is to just try to elicit some type of response. And this is typically going to be, almost like on the second day we're going to do this. And you can change these for however you want. I'm actually going to change this one for this particular type of client. Is we're going to actually wait one more day. So it's going to be kind of a 2-day nurture. So they get one in 30 minutes, they get one the next day, and then they get one the second day. So it's kind of a longer process. The reason I'm doing this is just because of the nature of their business. So typically, I actually have mine set up as the 3612 or 24, and I get really good responses. Does a message sometimes send at like 5 a.m.? Yeah. They'll message me back though, so I'm happy with it. And then if it does go after this, we can basically find that opportunity one more time, and I'm going to go ahead and copy that find function over here. I'm going to copy action. I'm going to paste it. So it's going to find the opportunity, and then we're going to update the opportunity. Where is it? Where's op? Op? The op's coming. Update opportunity. Opportunity is in pipeline, main pipeline, and we're going to, pipeline stage is going to be DQ, right? So if they don't anymore, we're going to put them into the DQ, which is kind of a longer term context. So right there, we just went ahead and set up a weekday complete message campaign, which is super rad. Now what we can go ahead and do from here is we can take this, we can copy all actions from here and just paste it. Boom. Which is super cool. So what we did is we just copied everything. So basically now, if it's the weekend, they're not going to get a call and they're going to get a message. So this message is going to say, thanks for opting in. It's currently the weekend, and it's currently the weekend. We'd love to serve you ASAP. When's the best time for a call? And this one's a little bit different. So we're going to send the first message. So this is going to be the weekend. I'm going to go ahead and put it here. The weekend first message. And it just goes into the same exact opportunity. So, and then we just edit the messages, right? So basically the only difference is the wording is going to be a little bit different, and they're not going to get a call on the weekend, which I think if you are open on the weekend, then you can change your hours and go high level. But right now this is really good. So we're going to go ahead, the first message for them, it's going to wait. After that, it's going to say, hey, I know it's after hours for us, but just wanted to send this message to know, just wanted to send this and say, so you know we're on it. Hey, I know it's after hours for us. Just wanted to send you this message so you know we're on it. And then I like to always put like a little smiley face. Right, boom. And I'm gonna put over here weekend, second nurture. Cool, 30 minutes. Then after a day, it's gonna say, hey, we still haven't heard anything from you. We'd love to serve you. We'd love to serve you. And I'm actually going to go ahead and just put the fire and the winter emoji there. Boom. Third nurture, and then we're going to go ahead and send the same one. Just checking in. Boom. Awesome. So just like that, we sped up the process by just completing one and copying and pasting it into the other and changing it up a little bit, which is cool because all of these will be updated. If they do respond, it's going to move to that hot lead. Now, if none of the conditions are met, I typically will just go ahead and send them to this one anyways, just so they at least go down the process. Sometimes GoHighLevel has had a none if it does happen. And so what we went ahead and did is we just kind of changed it up a little bit, and we changed it like that, which is really, really cool. So right now they're going to get a text message. They're going to go through this whole entire process. And this is like a really good first contact system setup. I'm actually kind of proud of this. We have something like this in our school community. It's already pre-built out, a little bit more advanced than this. But in terms of like a really solid opportunity builder, this is great. I think this is actually like have a little bit of a different setup than what's in the school community, but I'm really happy with that. What you can also do here is if you have like a lead form, You can just say form. Put the form submitted, right? So if you have a form that's submitted, have them go through the same exact process. So I'm gonna go ahead and save this right now. There's a problem. Wait a minute. Step to wait for a reply. Please communicate a step. Which one is that? Which one? Wait for, third nurture. Right now. Let me see here. I didn't name them. This is the SMS last nurture. That's why I got the error. So it was the last nurture, third nurture, second. I need to make sure I put weekend on these because I know they're different. Weekend, third nurture right there. Okay, awesome. So we've got that one saved. So just checking here, we went ahead, we have weekend, first message, weekend, second nurture, weekend, third nurture, and then we have last nurture. I'm gonna go over here to this one. And I need to put this one to last nurture, and I need to actually change the other one to weekend. Making sure you keep organized in these is really, really crucial because if you don't, you set the wrong reply to something, it can just spiral. And I've had that happen to a customer and they start getting like random text messages that weren't related to them at all. Okay, cool. So we've got this one. So now we're going to wait for, what's this one? Third. This one waits for the third nurture. This one waits for the second nurture. And then this one waits for the first message, all in the weekend. Awesome. So I bet you if we save this now, we should save without that error. Perfect. I'm going to leave it as a draft just because we don't have the phone number set up quite yet. But so far, like this is really, really good. And now we're going to set up the other side of this, which is if they do reply, right? How can we remove them from the automations? So that way they don't get any more. And actually, you know what? I am so wrong. We can actually just remove them. Remove from workflow, current workflow. Look at that. So you can actually add it in here. Oh, how cool. I just learned that. So we're going to copy this action. And we're just going to go ahead and paste this under all of the internal notifications. Nope, we don't want this one. We want to keep them in this workflow. And I would actually add them with a tag on that one, but we're going to wait. So contact reply, paste, contact reply, paste. They replied, and the last one. Cool. This one, they reply, they reply. Awesome. Okay, cool. So if we went ahead and did this, now for this particular client, this is where it could go multiple ways. So like this is a really good setup for any kind of business with a new lead coming in. But for this particular client, it's going to get a little bit different. So what I would do now, typically, is we have a couple of options. So the lead has come into our ecosystem, right? And we got them on a call. So we got them on a call, or one of the nurtures replied or something, whatever. They're scheduling something, right? They're scheduling something. Typically from here, you can go two ways. You can go to your CRM, right? So you can go to your CRM, or you can keep them in GoHighLevel. And so I like to book people in GoHighLevel for quotes, and then once we actually book the job, I book them in Jobber. But for this one, if they are scheduling anything, it's just going to go straight to their, oh wait, no, sorry. It's going to go straight to their CRM, right? So I'm going to actually go ahead and just circle this and cancel this out. So that's what's going to happen. So when this happens, when they do go into our CRM, if they do schedule anything, we want to make sure that we have removed them from all workflows, which is really what we want to focus on if they do decide to do that. So we're going to go ahead and remove them from all workflows. Now, if this was keeping them in here, you could do this automatically. But because we're not doing this, we have to kind of go a different route. And before, we have to do something called a tag. So we have to add a tag to them. So let's go ahead and go back. We're going to go to settings. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to scroll down on this bit in the settings section. You can scroll down to the left-hand side where it says tags. Once you do that, I can actually show you guys now. Once you're in settings, you can scroll all the way down to tags and you can create a new tag. This is really helpful for labeling customers with certain things. Maybe if you label them with a job complete, they get thrown into the job completed automation, however you want to do that. But in this one, what we're going to do is we're going to add the tag as a scheduled customer. Or we're going to say moved to CRM. We'll just say, I'm going to say Service Titan for these guys. To service, I'll say move to Service Titan. And this is really simple because it's just letting us know, like, okay, cool. Once we move them, all we have to do now is just tag them with this tag that they have been moved to Service Titan. So now that we created this tag, we can actually create another workflow to help it a little bit more. So we're already back in automation. So we're gonna go ahead and create a workflow, start from scratch. And this one is going to be when a tag, so we can actually search tag. The contact tag, the tag is added and it's this one, boom. So the trigger now is when that contact tag gets added to this particular customer, we're just going to remove them from all workflows and we're going to update the opportunity to that new pipeline of moved. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do here. Moved pipeline. Moved opportunity. We're going to move this person. So once this happens, we first want to remove them from all workflows, right? Just completely remove them from all types of automations and workflows that's going on. Then we want to find the opportunity. And it's going to probably be most recently opportunity. The pipeline is going to be main pipeline. And more than likely, the pipeline stage is going to be hot lead / responded, or the pipeline stage, actually we can't even do that. We can say the opportunity name is contact full name, right? So boom, we're gonna find that opportunity. And then what we're gonna do from there is we're going to update it. Update opportunity, boom. And we're going to move it pipeline name, main pipeline, to pipeline stage of move to CRM. Simple. And this is super easy. So this is moved opportunity to, or we're going to say moved client to Service Titan. Right, super easy one. And what we can actually do is we can test this. So let's go ahead and go back. Let's go to opportunities. And we can go to hot lead. We can go to automation, Service Titan. And boom. So let's go ahead and test this workflow. So we can publish this one. And we can actually do a hard test of just adding the contact tag. Add a tag. We're going to add move to Service Titan. Update. Cool. Watch it not work. Shoot. So let's go troubleshoot this. Okay, so when you have execution errors like this, we can go to execution logs. Boom. They have been. Oh, you know what? That's so funny. That doesn't work because they immediately get the tag and they get removed from all workflows, so we don't even have the opportunity to to do anything. So that's the right setup. So just go ahead and remove workflow to down here. And you guys can see now that we've added the contact tag, we find the opportunity, we update it, and then we remove it, not vice versa. So let's go ahead and try that one more time. Update it without it. Update it with it. And that should have worked a little bit easier now. Why is it not working? We got automation, we go here. Execution logs. Boom. Find, did we find it? Opportunity not found. Why? Because it works in the other ones. Give you execution history. Enrollment, how about that? Okay, so let's look at this. We find the opportunity. Maybe the opportunity ID is full name. Oh, shoot. It's just emails. 5730. Gonna have to blur some stuff out there. And we're gonna run a test. Okay, now if we go back to opportunities, why is this one not working? Let's take a peek here. Execution logs. Maybe we need to add a, if the opportunity is not found. Because I've had this happen a couple times, it just goes to here. And then we update opportunity. What's going on here? I'm gonna pause the video and figure out what's going on. Okay, I figured it out. It was actually super funny, and funny enough, I was worried because I was like, oh man, I have to go back and fix the other ones, but it's just fine. So what it was is in the find feature, it just has to be the one single opportunity. So it doesn't have to be the name or anything. While that is helpful, it can cause some issues. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and go back right now and update these find ones. So if I go ahead and zoom in here a little bit, let's go to find opportunity. It's just these, right? Boom. We just want to find it in the main pipeline. Here. Find it. Boom. We time out. We update. Awesome. Let's look for any more find opportunities here. Boom, boom. We just want to make sure it's in this one. And then do we have any more find opportunities over here? Boom, boom. Awesome. And we had one more over here. That's right. Boom, boom. So it worked, funny enough, on both sides, but that's all I needed to do. So we can actually go ahead and demonstrate this now. If we go to, let's let this load, we move this here, and I'm going to unadd this tag. And it looks like it updates it, but that's just how GoHighLevel is. So we have this one. We're going to add the tag of move to Service Titan. Update. And if we refresh the page, it now successfully moves, which is awesome. So that's all that we were trying to do on that one. And that really kind of is the two ones that work the best. So currently right now, what we've gone ahead and done for this client, and obviously there's a lot more that we're gonna go and dive into, like set up the phone number for them, but I just wanted to show the automation side of things. So we have now successfully set up a lead nurturing system. We've set up a speed to lead, and we've set up a little bit of a filter system. So if people don't reply, they do reply. They don't really have to worry about it. The second they do reply, what we're going to do is I'm going to have this integrate basically with their program, and it's going to upload all of the information to their program if they do get a reply, if that's something they want to do, or if they kind of want to jump in here, manage it, and then move. And I think that's probably what they're going to end up doing. But this is the easiest way how you can create these two automations. This one down here is going to be the most effective and most important one, because it's going to help you get to the customer faster overall and get that better response time. I'm pretty sure it's something like if you don't get to them within the first 30 minutes, or actually the first 5 minutes, your chances of qualifying the lead drops by 300%, which is ridiculous, right? And that's just qualifying the lead. That's not even getting to them. So the chance to contact and the chance to qualify drops drastically. But this is the best system to use. I'm going to actually go ahead and probably make this a snapshot, and I might even put it in the description. Don't mark my word on that. We will see. I have to make sure with the client first. But this is a complete, total build out of this system. Let's go ahead and expand all the way. You can see this is pretty advanced, but this is the easiest way for a new lead to come in the door to get their first contact. Now with GoHighLevel, you can set up a ton more of like reminders, long-term automations with email, and in our school community, we have a complete module on speed to lead on how you can set this up for yourself, get this up and going. And you don't even have to do all of this. You can actually just edit the text, because we have a snapshot available for you there where you can try it. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching me build out this entire program with you. This is by far the most beneficial, and sorry if it was kind of a long, unfiltered one. It's how I wanted it to be. You saw me problem solve a couple of issues that just randomly popped up. We had to deal with some internet issues, but other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and if you have anything you guys want to see in the next video, comment it down below and we'll get that going. Make sure to check out the school community, 7 days for free, and I'll see you guys on the inside.